me get that started. Okay, so thank you all for joining. Most of you I think I've met before either in person or virtually. My name is Pamela Durant. I'm the founder and managing director of Diapoint ME, and I'm so excited to be launching the 2-week, I'm calling it the virtual family picnic. And the reason we're calling it the family picnic is because, as a lot of you know, back in March, we had planned a face-to-face day out, beautiful weather, beautiful venue, family picnic. And then COVID, people started whispering about COVID. COVID was coming to town. Should we do it? Should we not do it? Nobody really knew what to do. And so we said we would postpone it. But here we are several months later. And, there's still questions about, is it really a good idea to get together? And there's limitations on what we can do as groups. And I don't think any of us really, want to be the experiment or the risk. So I'm happy to say that we're able to do this virtually. And as I mentioned in my email, in some ways, this is actually kind of better because it allows you to spend more time listening to the expert lineup that we have. And everyone that is participating virtually, they had agreed to come to the face-to-face picnic as well, including the Novo ambassador. I didn't share that before because it was still in the process in the making, but he was, and I wanted it to be a surprise, but he was actually going to come and be there. So just to go quickly over the agenda, tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we have Dr. Madiha Khan. She is an American board certified psychiatrist, and she's going to talk to us about the psychology of a chronic condition. Her training and background are very, very good. I met her at a mental health event where we were on a panel together, and she was actually educated at Baylor College of Medicine, which is an excellent medical school. And she's got a lot of experience and insight that she will share with us. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then on Thursday, the 20th at 11 o'clock in the morning, Dr. Nandu, who is a pediatric endocrinologist that a lot of you know at Jalila Hospital, he will join us to talk about diabetes and sports, because this is a subject, I think, when you have active children that we're all constantly kind of struggling with and trying to figure out and solve. And even though my son's been active for a while doing different things, I still haven't cracked the code. And I don't think there's no easy way to do it. Whether you're new to diabetes or you've been doing it a while, it can be so tricky to manage diabetes with sports, especially as our children are growing and there's hormones and a bunch of other things that are going on as well. So he's going to give us some insight at that. The following week on Tuesday, August 25th at 3:30 in the afternoon, I will be joined by Sarah Adami, who is a certified diabetes educator and dietitian, and she works in City Hospital here in Dubai. We are going to talk about sending your child to school safely with diabetes. I will be sharing a lot of my insights and tips and things from the course that I developed about sending your child to school with diabetes. It's a subject that I'm super passionate about, and especially when my son was small, I spent so much time just trying to make sure the health office, teachers, everyone were well informed about what to do. And I think all of you who have sent your child back to school before know that it's quite an effort and it takes a whole team. And it's so important now to be even more prepared as we do this, if you do plan to send your child to school, because with COVID, the health office and teachers, they're going to be so overwhelmed with everything else that you want to make sure you have your systems, your documents, and everything in place. It's definitely not easy, but it can be managed. And with a lot of communication and a lot of preparation, it can go actually really well. Then Thursday on the 27th, as I mentioned, we have a Team Novo ambassador joining us. Bryce Dacal, he is Spanish, and he will be joining us, I believe, from Spain. He travels around with the team a lot now. He doesn't race so much anymore because he's a full-time ambassador, speaking to families and children about living with diabetes. He was diagnosed, I believe in his bio, I read he was diagnosed when he was about 7 years old, and his doctors told him that he wouldn't be able to do much. and now he's a professional athlete. So he's going to share his very inspirational story with us, and answer any questions that you might have. If you have any questions for any of these sessions, feel free to send me an email, put them in the chat now, or put them in the chat on the day of the session. We will answer as many questions as possible. But if there's something that you want asked, you can always send it to us before, and we will document that and make sure that it gets in there. What else can I tell you? Do you have any questions so far? Does anyone have any questions about the agenda so far? No. Okay. I'm also hoping that there will be a couple more people that will be joining us maybe in the second week. And if not, like for example, I do have a session lined up that will probably happen in late September about nutrition and carb counting and things like that. The schedule didn't work out, but she wasn't able to join us for this session. But still, we will continue to do our regular virtual Ask the Expert. But this one, we wanted to really make it special and focus on families and some fun things, because diabetes can be quite technical. And especially for all of you kids out there, I think it's important, especially that if you're old enough that you're involved with your planning and going back to school and learning how to tell your teachers, when you're feeling low and what to do. And also, of course, definitely come to the Thursday session to meet Brace from Team Novo. That will be super exciting. And one thing that I do want to also share is that everyone who signed up and joins at the end of the 2 weeks, we will be sending you an email to get 50% off purchase of 250 dirhams or more, which is around $68. The Diapoint shop is in dollars. That is just simply because we do business all over the world, and the way that the internet platforms work is very hard to put many different currencies, so I kept it at one currency. So we want to give you a big discount. If you want to buy some cool stuff there, you can. And also, one lucky winner, we will have a survey at the end of this, and you do the survey. One lucky winner will win a case of a new product that I'm bringing to the region. I'm so excited about these. I hope you can see them. It's called Pro Youth Nutrition. I have a virtual background, so let me see where I can hold it that you can see it okay. It's very strange. There it is. Pro Youth Nutrition bars. So I learned about these by accident, actually. When COVID hit, it was a mom group on Facebook, and somebody shared the link for these and said, "This is my friend's business, please support her." But the name I found very interesting, and it said it was like a protein bar for young athletes and active children. So when I went to look at the site, what I learned is these bars were developed by a mom. Her name is Marina. She is from the UK. These bars are made in the UK, and there's 3 flavors. There's banana, there's chocolate, and there's vanilla. They are super delicious. Marina, she's a mom of 2 children, and she's super passionate about making sure people eat healthy. She was tired of seeing, like, at the after school sports practices and things, that kids were drinking soft drinks and eating bags of crisps or potato chips if you're from the US. That she was really frustrated with that, and she wanted to do something about it. So she left her job to focus on doing this full time, and she created the most wholesome bar that is nothing but dates, protein, and it has nuts. There's no gluten in it. There's no extra additives. And the nuts, it's mostly cashew based. There's some chia seeds in some of them as well. So if you're allergic to cashews, then that's probably not, the bar for you. But I have given these to Aaron when he's doing activities, and it's very difficult to find snacks for type 1 children, even if they're not doing activities. And these taste delicious, and they also help keep blood sugars in range. I've actually eaten them myself when I'm exercising, and I really love them. I feel very energized by them as well. So one lucky person will win a case of those. But also, if you make a purchase in the shop as well, we'll send you a sample, even if you're not going to win the case. So that's just a little thing I wanted to share with you. And there might be a few other exciting things happening along the way. So that's kind of the short story of what we're doing over the next 2 weeks. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. And especially, I see some kids here. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask, not just your mom or your dad, you can ask anything. You don't have to ask it now, but you can think about it. Especially if you have questions for Brace, he loves to answer questions from kids, and all the guests will for sure. I see you guys looking very quietly. So that's all I have. I just wanted to say thank you so much for registering, and thank you for joining. I know it was early, and when I did send out the surveys at the time, it was interesting because some people said the most answer was, I believe it was 10 o'clock in the morning was great for most, but then some other people like it in the afternoon. So we have sessions at different times on different days, just to kind of accommodate all schedules so that all people can join. But yeah, tell your friends if they want to come, and especially for the Thursday session with Brace, you don't need to be diabetic to be inspired by him. He's an elite athlete, and his story is very inspirational, and he'd love to share it with everybody. So thank you all for coming. If you don't have any other questions, I said I was going to hold this for 30 minutes, but it's difficult for me to just talk for 30 minutes. So thank you all for joining, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the session tomorrow. Okay? Have a great day. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.